when I posted just a little while ago the video on crochet ideas for Valentine's Day, one of my viewers, I had said to go ahead and comment below on what you had ideas for gifts that you could recommend for me to crochet. And one person said red or white pot holders. So that's what today's tutorial is all about. This beautiful pot holder that I went ahead and created. All right, so for today's tutorial, we are going to be needing some yarn. I am using Mainstay 100% cotton yarn today, and this is in the color Apple Red. We're going to need a 4.5 millimeter hook, a pair of scissors, a yarn needle, and a stitch marker. So let's go ahead and put the scissors and the yarn needle aside, and we're going to make a slip knot. And then we are going to chain 43. All right, so I have a chain of 43. Now in the third single crochet from the hook, so 1, 2, 3, we are going to single crochet 3. So 1, 2, and 3. Then we're going to place our stitch marker in that first single crochet. And then we are just going to single crochet in each chain all the way to the end. So if you would like, just go ahead and pause the video, single crochet all the way to the end, and I will meet you back here. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I've single crocheted down the chain, and I have 2 left. So I'm going to single crochet in this next chain. Now in this very last chain, you're going to want to single crochet 3. So 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to work on the opposite side of the chain. Skip this one that we just did the 3 single crochets in, go into the next one and single crochet into the next one, and then into the next one, and continue that all the way to the end, and I will meet you at the end when you're finished. Alright, so when you get to the end, you are probably going to want to single crochet in this one here, but no, because that's where you had your first 3 single crochets. Remove your stitch marker, and then this is the first single crochet of the top round, so we're going to go into the back loop only and single crochet, and then we are going to replace our stitch marker. And then we are just going to single crochet down the top side again. We are not going to increase. I know you're probably asking yourself, now shouldn't we increase to make a nice smooth round? No, because we don't want a flat round. You'll see why. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to continue single crocheting in each stitch all the way down, and when you get to the end, you're going to do the same thing, and you're just going to keep single crocheting around and around and around. Do that for 6 rounds, and I'll meet you back here. Alright, so now that you have crocheted your 6 rounds, you can see that it kind of like created a boat. And this is the wrong side. It naturally just ended up curling on the wrong side. So now what you want to do is you want to flip it over so that the right side is out, okay? And then you're going to go ahead and you are going to measure the width. So now I'm going to want to continue with the rounds until it measures half the width in height. So go ahead and continue with that till you measure half of your width, and then I'll meet you back here. All right, how'd you do? At this point, this would make like a really cute little purse or pencil pouch. All you would have to do is just kind of sew in a zipper. That's kind of a neat idea too, isn't it? But this tutorial is about a pot holder. If you have liked the video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. The more subscribers that I can get, the more views that I can get, the more that you're supporting and helping me grow my channel. All right, so at this point, what we are going to do is we are going to grab either side and then we're going to pull it like this. So it ends up laying down in a square, okay? By creating this pocket, it gave us double the thickness because just one isn't going to be enough to withstand the heat if you're taking something out of the oven. So we're going to go ahead again and we're just going to take these and we're going to pull and then lay it down. And then we are going to, before we sew this together, we are going to go ahead and we're going to single crochet another round, and we are going to make a little handle for it to hang out. Remove our stitch marker and we're going to place it in one of these corners. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take another stitch marker and I'm going to place it in the other corner. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue single crochet all the way around till you get back to this first stitch marker here, and I will meet you back there. All right, so I have single crocheted around back to this first stitch marker that we placed. And now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to remove that stitch marker. And I'm going to single crochet under both loops. And now I am going to make a chain of 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Then I'm going to go ahead and I am going to double crochet under both loops into the next stitch. And that created my loop to hang it with. Now, you can make it longer than 16 chains if you want a bigger loop, or you can make it shorter if you want a shorter loop. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to single crochet around this chain, and I am going to double the amount of chains that I have. So I'm going to single crochet 32 around this loop. Okay, so I have completed my 32 single crochets around the loop. And now what I like to do is go ahead in this first stitch on the other side of the loop and just slip stitch. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead into this first stitch in the back loop only. And on the opposite side, underneath that back loop only. And I'm going to make sure we keep this tight, and we're going to slip stitch. Now see, that's too loose. So I'm just going to pull up on this one a little bit, tighten that up, and slip stitch. Okay, so we're going to do that down this whole seam. We're going to go into this back loop, and then underneath the back loop from the other side, and slip stitch. If you want, if you find it simpler, you can go ahead and you can pinch it together so that you are just going underneath these two loops and slip stitch, keeping it nice and tight. And just do that all the way down. And when you get to the other end, to this corner, I will meet you there. Okay, when you start approaching the end, you really don't need this stitch marker. We're at the last few. And this is giving us a nice seam down the center of our pot holder. And you're going to notice that it's probably going to start getting a little tight as you're trying to get underneath the back loops only of these last few stitches. But just, especially with this cotton yarn, it likes to split. So just take your time. Okay, and then right at this very end, we're going to end up weaving in our ends. So don't bother with these last two, okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to cut our yarn. And we are just going to pull that through and thread our yarn needle. Hello. Okay. And then we are just going to go underneath these last two stitches in this corner. Okay. Now when you pull this flat, kind of press it a little bit. And you got that beautiful seam down the center. And the thickness is awesome. I love this pot holder. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to weave it down kind of like in and out. Just a little bit to hide this tail into the center. Make sure you're not sewing it together. And then you can come back up the other way just a little bit. And cut that yarn. You have a beautiful pot holder. If you liked this tutorial, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And until next time, bye.